Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Lindsay, and I'm with Enrollment Services here at the Division of Continuing Education at the University of Colorado Boulder. Welcome to the webinar. Today, we will be covering what it's like to take an online class here with Continuing Ed. I would like to introduce today's presenters, Amy Lee and Nick Honeycutt. Amy is our online
Hello.
program coordinator, and Nick is our instructional designer. All right, today we'll be covering what to expect from an online class, and we'll also go over some tips on how to be successful. We'll go over some of the frequently asked questions, and then finally we'll finish with any of the questions that you might have. On your dashboard, you should see a spot to enter any questions. Go ahead and do that as the presentation is happening, but we'll remind you again at the end as well. Without further delay, I'll turn it over to Nick and Amy.
Well, thank you very much, Lindsay. It's a pleasure to be here. One question that we oftentimes get is how rigorous in comparison to face-to-face classes are our online offerings, and the fact is that they're just as rigorous. For example, if you're taking eBio 1210, General Biology, face-to-face versus online, it's the same class, the same learning objectives, same amount of credit, same amount of rigor, and same general education requirements are met. Oftentimes we have the same teachers teaching both classes. So really what the difference is that the online platform provides flexibility. You still have weekly deadlines, but you can really structure it in a way that makes the most sense for your life.
As soon as you have access to an online course, the first thing you should do is to read the syllabus. Once you log into the learning management system Desire to Learn, look for the course syllabus under the Content tab. In the syllabus, you will first find the information about your instructor's contact info and if your instructor holds online office hours. You will also find the course description, overview, objectives, and required reading and textbooks. And another important item in the syllabus is the types of assessment, such as if they are written assignments, quizzes and exams, and online discussion. The grading criteria will tell you the weight of each assessment. Also really important is about policies, and there are course policies and the university policies. Course policies such as late assignment submission, and oftentimes instructors do not accept late assignment submission unless you can show proof of your extenuating circumstances. So watch out for the course policies carefully. And there are university policies which include information such as plagiarism and honor code. And some instructors also put information about technology requirements when you take their course. So please make sure you read the syllabus thoroughly before you proceed to the lesson modules.
So a syllabus quiz is something that you're going to find in a lot of the classes that we offer. Because you don't have that face-to-face meeting the first day of the semester to walk through the syllabus quiz does a good job of getting everybody on the same page. So you'll find oftentimes a course tour video and a syllabus quiz that is going to provide a lot of the same information that you would find on that first day of class. The syllabus quiz really does a good job to make sure that everyone understands what's in the syllabus as well as the important parts of the syllabus in the class itself. Another thing that you find in online classes is a little bit more graded work, and this is simply because you're not in the same room, and so there's not those visual cues that the instructor is going to be able to see if you're understanding the content. So oftentimes various discussions and quizzes are going to help the instructor understand what content you're understanding and what content needs to sort of be revisited and retaught in a different way. Lectures are also a big part of our online classes, just like they would be in your face-to-face class. Most of our lectures are video-based, and so there can be a variety of different types of lectures. Oftentimes we see PowerPoint slides that are used in lectures. They could also be shorter more video-based lectures. One of the nice things about having the lectures in this format is that you can watch them as many times as you need to. So if a concept isn't quite clear, you can just rewind the video and watch it again.
Most of online term-based courses have weekly or bi-monthly discussions, and you will find these discussion forums under the Communication tab in Desire to Learn. Discussions are held asynchronously, which means you do not have to be online and discuss a topic with your peers at a certain day and time. You can write down your answer in a Word document and then copy-paste to the discussion board. Oftentimes, you also have to comment or provide feedback to your peers' postings. Please make sure to check in the course calendar and find the due date for each discussion posting. When participating in the online discussions, please write your submissions in a professional voice and interact respectfully with your peers.
Even though the majority of the assignments for classes are completed using Microsoft Word, each class has a variety of assignments depending on the discipline and course objectives. So some classes might offer or require a video project or the development of a website. I've also seen PowerPoint presentations be required for classes. Luckily, our learning management system, D2L, accepts all these different formats.
Quizzes and exams are under the Assessment tab in Desire to Learn. They are usually multiple choices or essay questions. Before taking each quiz, read the information regarding time allowed and number of attempts allowed for each quiz, and make sure you have reliable internet connection before you start the quiz. And let me show you an example of an essay question. So once you finish typing your answer in the answer box, make sure to click on the Save button. And once you finish answering all the questions, you need to click on the Go to Submit Quiz button, and the timer will stop here and the quiz submitted to the instructor for grading. If your quiz has only multiple choice questions, you will be able to see your grade immediately in the gradebook. And if there are essay questions, then you will need to wait until the instructor finished grading and uploaded the grade in the gradebook.
While taking an online course provides flexibility, it also comes with some responsibility. Because you don't have a particular time where you have to go to class, it requires a little bit more planning on your part. So my recommendation is deciding on the times that work best for you every week and sticking to it for the length of the semester. So maybe that's every day from 2 to 4 p.m. or Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays you work on the class. As long as you have a plan, you're going to be successful.
And it is really important to review your grades regularly in the gradebook so that you are aware of your progress and if there were any assignments, coursework missing during the submission. Gradebook could be found under the Assessment tab in Desire to Learn. Read the instructor feedback on your written assignments or quizzes so that you continue making improvement throughout the course. And if you have any questions or concerns regarding the grades you received, you should contact the instructor right away.
Another best practice is to log in every day. What this does is it keeps the course on your mind. Maybe you'll even dream about the course. I also encourage you to participate fully in the discussion board. The discussion board is really a place for you to share your thoughts as well as hear the thoughts of other students in the class, much like you would in a class discussion in the face-to-face class. It's also a great way to sort of challenge your initial thinking about a topic, and this has been proven to help people learn. You often are going to have an initial post on a Monday or Tuesday, and then follow-up posts on Thursday or Friday.
Both Google Chrome and Firefox are the supported browsers for Desire to Learn. You may access your course using whichever the browser you prefer. However, it is highly recommended that you download the newest version of Firefox to view the video lectures.
The Composition Hub is the online version of the CU Writing Center that is available for students taking online classes through Continuing Ed. The tutors at the Composition Hub are really helpful for brainstorming ideas, drafting or revising or polishing a paper. These types of sessions can be held live through something like Google Hangouts, or they're also available asynchronously through an email-based consultation.
Textbooks are available in the CU bookstore. You may simply drop by the UMC bookstore or purchase by going to the bookstore website at www.cubookstore.com and go under the textbook tab. You may also purchase the book through any other online resources such as Amazon or usedbook.com or borrow from a library. You just need to make sure you locate the correct edition of the textbook. You should contact the instructor directly if you have a question about an assignment, a grade, or the course content. Again, you can find the instructor's contact information on the course homepage or in the syllabus. If you need technical support or have a question about your Desire to Learn account, please contact the Office of Information Technology, the OIT office at help@colorado.edu. If you need further assistance, feel free to contact me in the online credit office at cewww@colorado.edu. I will either answer your questions or point you to the right direction.
All right. We'll wait for them to get back up. Awesome. So thank you, Amy and Nick. Before we get to the FAQs, I just wanted to remind everyone that we'll be taking your questions as well, so don't forget to enter those in the question box. And now we'll do the FAQs. Nick, how long does it take to finish an online class?
We actually have a variety of time lengths. Most of them are 14 weeks, but we also have 10 weeks, 7 week, and 5 weeks, depending on the time of year. So it's really important to look in My CU Info to see the length of the class. You're always also welcome to contact the online credit office at cewww@colorado.edu if you do have specific questions about certain classes.
Awesome. All right, the next question. Do I have to log into the class at a specific time?
The answer is no, but we do have weekly deadlines. And so you can choose to do the work whenever works for you, but you do need to stay within those deadlines.
Awesome. Does an online course count the same as an on-campus course?
Yes. You receive the same university credits, and the course will appear on your transcript automatically as any of other classes, and the grade will be averaged to your overall GPA. So on your transcript, it is not designated as an online class.
Okay, awesome. This is another one for you, Amy. What should I expect if I'm on the wait list for an online course?
Students on the waitlist will have the same access to the class in Desire to Learn up until the drop ad deadline. So it is recommended that you follow the first week's calendar, read the course materials, contact the instructor, work on the assignments so that you won't fall behind if someone drops and you get enrolled in. However, if you do not get enrolled in by the drop ad deadline, then we will purge the waitlist and you will not continue to have access to the class.
Okay. All right, and last one. Can I complete my degree online?
CU Boulder does not currently offer a program to get your undergraduate degree online. However, if you have completed some coursework, we may be able to help you complete your degree through a program called CU Complete. If you are interested in learning more about the CU Complete program, please schedule an advising appointment to talk to one of our academic advisors. Our advisor will be able to look at your transcript and determine what courses you still need and if online credit offers all the courses you need. So please schedule an appointment by going to the continuing education website at ce.colorado.edu and click on the student resources and you can make your appointment there.
Awesome. Thanks. Okay, so we do have quite a few questions that have come in. The first one, for a student that has enrolled in the upcoming semester, when can they expect to see their classes show up in D2L?
So it usually takes about 48 hours or 2 business days after you've logged or registered for a class for it to show up in D2L. And then you usually have access to actually get into the class about 3 days before the class starts. And so this is a good opportunity to review the syllabus, make sure it's exactly what you were expecting, and there's not going to be any conflicts with your work for the semester.
Awesome.
And about a week before your course starting date, you will receive an email from me from cewww@colorado.edu. So give you this information when you will be able to log in. It's just like a reminder email.
Awesome. Okay. How long can students expect the lectures to typically be?
So they're varied in length depending on the course. We try to keep the lectures to be about 15 to 20 minutes, but there are a few classes that have longer lectures based on the content. So we try to aim for shorter lectures just so you can shorter lectures that are more of them to get the same amount of content, but there are a couple classes that have a little bit longer than that lectures for videos.
Okay, awesome. Do discussion boards typically contribute to the overall grade in the class?
They do.
Yes.
Do you want to take that, Yanxi?
Sure. So in the syllabus, when you look at the grading criteria, the instructor will let you know the percentage for your discussion posting. So usually there's a percentage for your initial posting, another percentage for your providing the feedback. So usually they are, and then you can see that in your grade book too.
And we view the discussion board as very important to the learning experience because that's really where you're going to get a lot of interaction with other students as well as the instructor. And so it's usually a pretty significant, between 20 to 35% of the grade, of your final grade oftentimes.
Wow, yeah, that makes sense. What's the turnaround usually for assignments to be graded in a class like this?
It's usually within a week to 2 weeks, I would say, for most classes. So it's very important to get timely feedback, and so that's something that we definitely focus on.
Okay, awesome. We also do have a question about our self-paced courses. I know some students have seen those online and are curious if they're still being offered.
Yes, we still have a lot of self-paced courses, and we are expecting to offer the self-paced courses in the coming fall semester and spring and summer. So registration for fall semester for the self-paced courses won't begin until August 28th. So that will be next Monday. So courses enrolled before 28th, before end of Friday, is actually going to show on your summer transcript. Afterward will be, after August 28th, will be on your fall transcript. You can go to the continuing education website and search for courses there.
Awesome. We do have a question about D2L. Can you guys talk a little bit about what D2L is and where students can find it?
Sure. So there's a couple different ways to get into D2L, which is our learning management system, which is where you're going to find all of the online classes that we offer. The primary way that we recommend getting to it is just by typing in learn.colorado.edu, and then you should be able to log in using your identity and password, the same password and identity that you would use to log into your email account. And so it's really just a place where you can gain access to the lectures for the class. You're going to see discussions in there. It's really just where the online classroom for your class. And so it's important to log in regularly to that to make sure that you're staying up to date with everything that's due in the class.
Okay, awesome.
Let me just quickly add something. So all students are expected to use the Colorado email account, especially when you are taking online courses, because Colorado email account is where your instructor is going to contact you or send you a reminder. So make sure you activate and check your Colorado email account regularly.
Yeah, always a good idea. We have a question about deadlines as far as classes goes and the add drop deadlines for these classes. Are they different or the same as main campus? And is there a good spot students can check those out online?
It's actually different from main campus because our fall term courses start a week after the main campus courses start. So the best way for you is just go to the continuing education website, ce.colorado.edu. Click on the student resources, and there is a selection dates and deadlines, and you can select different programs. And then depends on if you are taking a full term course. We also have 10-week courses, and the term BL1, that's the first 7 week for the semester, or term BL2 happens second 7 week of the semester. So depends on when your course is going to start, and we have a different drawback deadline, and the information will be on the website. But again, you can contact me, cwww@colorado.edu, and I can provide the information.
Awesome. We have had a few questions about textbooks. So students can find those at the CU bookstore. If a textbook is listed, does that mean that they will for sure be using it? And then if a textbook is not listed, does that mean that they for sure will not be using a textbook?
Most of the time, yes. Instructors usually contact bookstore to update their information, what courses, what books they are going to use for the following semester. If you do not see one, you can either contact me ahead of time or contact the instructor, and so or like 2 days before the semester begins, you will be able to access Desire to Learn and look at the syllabus. And there you can find the correct, most updated information, what books you need.
Okay,
But I think
awesome.
to answer the second part of the question, I don't think we list the textbooks just to list textbooks. If you see the textbook listed for the bookstore, it's going to be used in the class.
Awesome. And then there is a question that came in about a student struggling to register for a class and having issues with it. And I can actually address that. So the people who can help you are the people at the enrollment services desk in the main office. And if you do have any issues while you're trying to enroll in a class, feel free to call us. Our number is 303-492 5148, and the email address is ceregistration@colorado.edu, and I'll chat that to you as well, who asked the question. But yeah, we're always here to help if you run into any issues while you're registering. And then we have another question that has come in. One, she's asking if instructors will list recommended textbooks.
Yes, if there's a recommended textbooks, usually they will be in the syllabus as well. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. I think that's it. Oh, there's one more. Will students need to participate in their online classes during the breaks? So if they're in face-to-face classes that take breaks, will their online classes still be meeting or running?
So we do offer during the fall term, obviously, there's the fall break, which is the week of Thanksgiving. And so our classes take a break during that same time. And then if you take class during spring break, I believe there's also a break during that period. So for those two, definitely, we do follow the same academic schedule for those two breaks as the main campus.
Okay, awesome. All right, I think that is it. Oh wait, they keep coming in. This is so great. Is there a limit to the amount of online classes students can take during a semester?
So if you are taking the self-paced course, there's a limit for self-paced course. So you can be active in maximum two courses at a time. So, but if you complete one course, and you can go ahead and register for more. There's no limit for how many term-based courses you can take. However, if you want these credit hours earned with continuing education, go towards your degree program, and it's up to 30 credit hours from online credit to your degree completion. So when you are ready to register for more, but you are not sure, contact the continuing education office to see how many credits you have taken and if you can take more towards your degree completion.
Okay, awesome. And then is there a place that students can look for the fees for these classes?
For online credit courses, there is no class fee, just the tuition. And tuition for the fall, let me see, it is going to be $407 per credit hour. So 1,221 for a 3-credit course, and that's the tuition. So the tuition and textbooks are all you need, and there's no course fee.
Okay,
And
awesome.
while you're talking about the money too, there's no differentiation between out-of-state and in-state for the online credit classes. So if
Yeah.
you're an out-of-state student and you want to take some online classes, they are a pretty good value.
It's true. It's true. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, for asking all these great questions. Again, the contact information is on the screen now. If you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We're always happy to help. And thank you to Nick and Amy.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Lindsay.